Factsverse presents 10 Things You Didn't Know About Your Own Body. Number 1. Your feet can grow as you age. Most people believe that when they reach a certain age that their feet stop growing. For some, this is true, however for others, it's not. After years of walking on your feet, the tendons and the ligaments in your feet can weaken. This can cause the arches in your feet to flatten, making them get longer and wider. This won't happen to everybody, however people who are overweight or have certain conditions such as diabetes are more prone. This doesn't happen until you're about 70 or 80 years old, and if you're one of the people that this happens to, you can expect your foot to grow an entire size. Number 2. The old person smell is real. Some people talk about how old people have that weird smell. Well, old people actually have that smell. If you've ever smelled a baby's head, you'll also know that the old and the young have a distinctive smell. While the old person smell is less distinctive than the scent of a baby's head, it is real. Number 3. It is your senses that make you hate room temperature coffee. If you've ever tried a cup of room temperature coffee and you found it to be much more bitter than hot coffee, it's because of your senses. When the coffee is hot, the taste buds that detect the bitter taste are not as sensitive. When the coffee is at room temperature, your bitter taste buds are in full effect. Most people think that the room temperature coffee is more bitter because the cold had an effect on the coffee. That's not the case. Number 4. You cannot poop while you sleep. There are very intelligent neurons in your stomach that control the contractions of your colon. This is what pushes the waste out. The contractions are based upon your body's circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock. This clock shuts down the neurons while you sleep, making it very rare that you would ever need to get up in the middle of the night to poop. You can, however, get woken up with the urge to pee, which as you get older can be more frequent and more annoying. Number 5. Your fingerprints don't improve your grip. For years, people believed that the ridges in your fingerprints made it easier to grip things, but a recent study proved this is not the case. The fingerprints can actually make it harder to grip smooth surfaces because your skin doesn't have as much contact with the object. Number 6. Achy joints can predict the weather. Right before bad weather hits, the pressure in the atmosphere drops. This change in pressure can cause the tissue in your body to expand. Well, this can result in swelling and pain. For most people, the reaction is very minor. Some don't even notice it. People who have arthritis or inflamed joints, however, can detect the change much more. According to a 2007 study, if there is a sudden change in temperature, it can increase knee pain in a person who has chronic problems with their knees. The temperature and the weather can have a huge effect on the lives of people who suffer from chronic joint issues. Number 7. Holding your breath can stop your hiccups. When your diaphragm contracts on its own, it can force you to take a quick breath. When that is suddenly stopped by the epiglottis, this is what creates that hiccup sound. If you build up the carbon dioxide in your body by holding your breath, it'll stop your diaphragm from having a spasm, causing your hiccups to stop. Some people believe in other methods, such as scaring someone or trying to drink upside down. Of all the cures for the hiccups, though, holding your breath is the best one. Number 8. Your teeth will shift as you age. When you age, you can experience bone loss behind your gums. When you've lost enough bone, your teeth can begin to shift. This can happen faster if you are a smoker or if you've developed gum disease. Even if you had braces as a teenager and you always wore your retainer, your teeth can still shift. If you start to notice your teeth shifting, there's really not much you can do about it. Most dentists won't recommend that a person in their 40s or 50s get braces because when they're removed, the teeth will still continue to shift. Number 9. You cannot sneeze while you're sleeping. This is one of the craziest things you probably didn't know about your own body. Anyone who's ever suffered from allergies knows that you cannot sneeze while you're asleep. The reason for this is because sneezing is a reflex action. In order to sneeze, your brain needs a great deal of stimulation. Well, as you fall asleep, the part of your brain that's responsible for signaling the body to sneeze becomes less active. This makes it impossible for you to sneeze while you're sleeping. This is actually a good thing because sneezes are so powerful they would wake you up each time, making it impossible to get a good night's sleep. Number 10. Your tendons may or may not stick out of your wrist. The human body is full of odd imperfections. The reason for this is that our ancestors are always with us, and we can hold on to pieces of that stuff. Some people can get the tendons in their wrist stuck out. Some people can't. This is because some people's bodies have evolved past the time when this was an important function, while others haven't. It doesn't mean that one person is more superior than the other, it just means that their person's ancestral line has progressed faster than others. Who knows, at one point in time the appendix may have had a purpose. However, through evolution, the appendix is an organ that has absolutely no purpose, and many people live very healthy lives without it. Subscribe for more.